Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Matilda the musical by request. Now, let me warn you, I don't like musicals. This is only a teaser, and yeah, I don't like musicals. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 9. Available at Amazon.com. Kindle Unlimited is free. So, Roald Dahl is a famous children's author. He's written a lot of classics. James and the Giant Peach. Most famously, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Willy Wonka. Okay, so this is another one of his stories. So it's a crazy world in which Matilda is a genius, and her parents send her to a boarding school, and it's a terrible boarding school where the headmistress kills the students, and I don't know who this guy is. I'm sure he's one of the wacky characters. They turned it into a musical. The music and lyrics are by Tim Minchin, screenplay by Dennis Kelly, and directed by Matthew Warchus. Rated PG. So right up front, this movie is not for me. Would I see it? No. Do I think it'll be good? I don't know. Look, man, Emma Thompson is the headmistress. I think there's a real difficulty in transferring book to film. Book to musical is even a higher bar. And, is it meant to be a musical is the question. I love the movie Animal House. I'm sure I could write a musical for it if I really put my mind to it, but, what the hell would the songs be about? Like, I'd be transferring that. Like, if I wrote a musical about a book I liked, like Breakfast of Champions, and put it right into a musical, what would it be like? Well, I would probably assume that people would come to see a Breakfast of Champions musical, by Kurt Vonnegut, by the way, would be huge fans of the book. And when you write it that way, when you write it with the assumption that everybody knows what the hell you're talking about, it's different than writing it from scratch. You know what I mean? It's like, if I gotta, when I introduce the Pineys to people, I have to assume they know nothing about South Jersey. I have to assume that. Now, there's some assumptions I can make, when I'm at a show, if somebody is from South Jersey, I can assume they know certain things. But for the most part, I have to open it up to people. This already feels like it's a little closed off, if you know what I mean. Like, not really getting what Matilda is in the world in which she exists. I can't really connect with it. Maybe I would have, back in, the 80s, because this feels very much like kind of a musical based on something that would have happened in like the 40s in a Soviet-style East German country, kind of, because of the headmistress, but I guess they're all English, so I guess it's based on English stuff. So, just the context here doesn't really work, I think, for a modern-day audience. All right? Who the hell relates to a headmistress? I guess people in the UK still do. Oh, we got a mean headmistress. Have you seen the headlines in the UK about what they're doing in schools? Do you think that crazy headmistresses like this who abuse kids exist anymore? They don't. They'd be sued and, thrown out of their job for looking at a kid wrong and not using their pronouns. So this doesn't relate to today's current kids. They're not put upon little waifs that have to sing songs to keep their spirits up. They are entitled little brats who have too much power. And I identify more with the headmistresses of the world these days. So, yeah, this would have been more of a connection to someone like when I was a kid, because even though I was an entitled little brat, at least I heard or knew of the times before when kids like, hey, you don't mess around. And even back in the 80s, like, there was only so far you'd go. So, who is this for? Right? Who is it for? I guess it's for Roald Dahl fans. Oh, I love the book. I'm going to see the musical on Broadway, and now I'm going to watch it on Netflix. It seems like a small audience to me. It doesn't seem like it's really aimed at the current crop of kids. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of universal themes in it because it is a kid's book and Roald Dahl was a genius, but how much of that genius is leached out of the project when you make songs about it? You know what I mean? When you're rewriting it for the screen and Netflix. I gotta think it changed quite a bit. Maybe not. Maybe there's some great scenes in it. I don't know. I'm not gonna watch this. First act, Matilda, I assume, is either an orphan or her parents are totally checked out and don't like her. So they send her to this school as punishment. She's a precocious little genius. Apparently, in the novel, she was only like 5.5, but she's reading books voraciously. So she gets in there. She's the youngest kid in that school, and she runs the place and runs circles around the adults. Act 2, she spends all of Act 2 ramping up, the headmistress and doing all sorts of nasty things to her. But it's all justified because the headmistress is a nasty, bitter woman, but she makes friends, and in the end, she wins. And the headmistress is either exposed or murdered or, kicked out of the school, and Matilda wins, and they sing songs all the way through. There's a song about cake, a song about being oppressed in a school, song. I'm sure Emma Thompson gets a song, and in the end, it's a big dance number where Matilda is free, and then there's a epilogue, and maybe there's a song. I mean, it's just about the music, I guess, but is that really what the novel was about? And the novel was huge. So I don't know. To me, some novels aren't meant to be films, and many of them aren't meant to be musicals. I don't know. Is there music in this? Maybe. I prefer. For me, Rocky Horror Picture Show, I like the music in that. Now, the rest of it, the movie itself, is kind of a joke. Same thing with South Park, but that's meant to be a comedy. The South Park musical and the Book of Mormon. So, I think it's a really tall order to make, a musical today. I really do. But maybe this is good. I don't know. I'm not seeing it in this teaser trailer. I have zero interest in it. If you like it, you can like it. Don't send me hate comments about how much you love this and how dare I make comments and I don't know what I'm talking about. I just react to stuff, okay? You don't like the way I react stuff? There's the door. Out you go. So this was by request. I was asked to do this, so I did it. I think it's a well-produced thing. It looks nice. You got Emma Thompson. You got high production values. It's on Netflix, though. I don't know. Is it woke? Maybe. I assume it is, because it was probably in the Netflix pipeline before they started winding all that stuff back. But I don't know. I don't know the story all that well. I just don't know that a book like that can really transfer into a musical and have the same sort of message that Roald Dahl, provided, because it's a very different animal, book, musical. Just my opinion. And that's it for me, Tony D. And little Joan. You know what she needs, Joan? She needs a little dog. Yeah, she needs a little dog following her around, just like in Annie. It's really Annie. So, thanks for tuning in. Check us out on the various other channels, Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble. We make 4 videos a day, me and cute little Joe. 4 videos, Joe. And I took 5 takes of this. God. All right, we'll see you in the next one.